welcome. We are here to play a series of You Can Check Out Anytime You Like by Marn S, based on Firebrands. And I'm Mads, they, them pronouns. I play a lot of games, and we're going to try this thing out because I've never played this before. Just going to do some quick player introductions, and then we're just going to get started and see what happens. I'm going to popcorn this over to Rob.
Who can't find his mute button. I'm Rob, he, him. First Firebrands game. This will be interesting. I have no idea what I'm doing, but we'll find out. I'll popcorn to Elle.
Yeah, I'm Elle, she, her pronouns. I played this game once before, but it was several years ago and like much earlier in the game's life cycle. So I haven't seen all of these like fancy bells and whistles that have been added. So I'm excited to see what those are all about. And I will popcorn over to Kevin.
That's me. I'm Kevin, he, him pronouns. I also go by Mac or Mac you. Either one works. Um, and I have not played this game, but I have played In Dreaming Avalon and Once More Into the Void, so I'm familiar with the Firebrand structure, but looking forward to this one.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, so I'm going to just do a round of cats, concept, aim, tone, and subject matter as usual, and then also go over some safety. So this way, it's like we all know expectations, like, what's on the board and how to keep ourselves safe and, consenting to what we're up for. All right, so intro and concept for this game. Welcome to the Hotel California, the world's only hotel completely removed from time and space. We are proud to host guests of all time periods and alternate dimensions, manifesting wherever desperate and weary travelers need us most. Enjoy your indefinite stay at the Hotel California. You're free to check out whenever you'd like. Whether the hotel chooses to let you leave, well, that's a different matter entirely. Aim: to create messy entanglements and to inject surreal horror into the everyday. Anything goes. Kiss your doppelganger. Find yourself in a corridor that stretches farther than the length of the entire building. Or play an anomaly who is a walking topiary structure. The hotel is a place of both stagnation and rest, a sentient place outside of time and space with strange morals that can be both antagonistic and nurturing towards its resident in turns. Whenever anyone asks you a question about your character or the current situation, answer it. If you don't know the answer, make it up. If you find that you've missed a rule or played a game incorrectly, just try to go along with the other players and do what's most fair. You can work out what should have happened later when you aren't playing. Tone: this game has vibes of horror and strange reality and could verge into psychological darkness and dread with moments of humor sprinkled in. So, varied tone. Subject matter: according to the designer, this is a loving homage to The Shining, Nan Quest, and the songs of the 70s and 80s they grew up listening to. That said, it is a game of surreal horror and could include aspects of violence, murder, shifting reality, and the possibility of character death. Everyone's safety comes first, so there are safety tools available to help everyone play safely. Safety tools included are, of course, the cats, and then, of course, our X cards. So again, if something comes off tonally, off the beam, or something objectionable in an unfun way, then of course, like, anybody can say X card right off the bat, or write X in the chat, or just make X with their arms in the video, and then we'll stop play, find out what needs to be X carded, and then we'll take that out and then continue play from there. We will clarify what needs to be X carded, but we'll never ask why. And then we also have script change, so we can pause, like on topics that we just kind of need to discuss offline, and then just just make sure that we're on the same page in terms of what we need to just kind of tread carefully on, and then resume when everybody's agreed on what we can what we can continue forward with. Fast forward if we choose not to role play something out fully, we just want to jump forward in time, or rewind if we continue with an action or a decision, but then decide, ooh, can we go back to a certain decision tree, and then try something else because we didn't like what we did before. Okay, so that's script change. And then we also have lines and veils. So we have columns in our safety tab of lines, things that are marked that we will never include in our game whatsoever, and veils, things that can be mentioned, maybe included in a flashback or a memory, but then will not be fully role played out and fade to black on. There's also ask first. So if there's something that we're approaching that we just want to be like, ooh, can we kind of mention this? We'll just tread carefully again. And then, of course, the interest column of things that we want to mention or things that may be of interest because of, dramatic, addition to the story. So we have those columns available to us. So just, again, as it's a living document, so if these change or they get upgraded or they, get added to, please make sure that we're all aware of, anything that's been changed. And then, we'll just, even if it happens within play, it's just make sure that we're aware that changes have been made, stop play, and then we'll just be like, oh, just check the safety tab. Okay, great. Just making sure that we're all on the same page on that sort of thing. So that's just a review of our cats and safety tools that we have available to us. And Firebrands is basically a system of we create characters and pretty simple character creation, and then we go into actually playing a bunch of mini games with these particular characters. And each of these mini games are different in their own way with their own goals. Per se, to create messy situationships. So we'll see how this goes. Characters. Character creation is choosing, what you want to play in this particular game, which is either a guest, a staff member, or an anomaly. There are also prestige playbooks that have been added in a supplemental edition of this particular game, but those are usually more for people that have gone through and advanced their character. A staff member may be advanced to a manager, or an anomaly may be more of an outlier, that sort of thing. So the basic characters are a guest, a staff member, or an anomaly. So we're going to take it offline for a little bit and choose our characters. And then when we come back, we're going to introduce what characters we've picked and then start playing some mini games. So let me go ahead and take this offline. All right. There is a big blurb in here in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and read that before we introduce our characters. Welcome to the Hotel California, the world's only hotel completely removed from time and space. We are proud to host guests of all time periods and alternate dimensions, manifesting whatever desperate and weary travelers need us most. No matter who you are, or where, or when you're from, your room will be ready just as soon as you step in the door. Please do not be alarmed if your room suddenly shifts floors or several doors to the left. This is simply the hotel rearranging itself to create more vacancies. Our rates are flexible, so please pay as much as you can afford. Our amenities include an outdoor courtyard and pool, an indoor gym and day spa, a ballroom for conferences, an arcade and billiards room, several restaurants, the boiler room, the room with blood-covered walls, the library, a parlor and billiards room, an in-house drugstore, the famous McKitty murder room, an indoor croquet court, a presidential suite, a sports bar and billiards room, vending machines and ice machines. Please note that the outdoor courtyard and pool are closed until further notice. All doors to the outdoor courtyard and pool have been locked indefinitely. Please notify the staff if the doors to the outdoor courtyard and pool are breached. Our staff pride themselves on being on call 24/7. If you find something not to your liking, feel free to ask for the night manager at the front desk, and we will try our best to accommodate you. Please note that we will not be accepting any further inquiries as to the whereabouts of the day manager. The investigation is ongoing, and we have no more information to release at this time. The hotel is newly renovated for the 2020 season, hoping to address recent reviews of the establishment as being haunted and sincerely uncomfortable to pass the time in. While we cannot comment on the veracity of these reviews, we have removed wireless internet and cell phone service from hotel grounds to help our guests appreciate the amenities here even more than before. If you have constructive criticism, make sure to fill out a feedback slip at the front desk. Please enjoy your indefinite stay at the Hotel California. Oh, what's that? Oh, a checkout time. Well, you're free to check out whenever you'd like. Whether the hotel chooses to let you leave, well, that's a different matter entirely. So, knowing all that, let's be introduced to our characters, starting from the left of the character sheet. Elle, please introduce us to Stella.
Sure. I am playing one of the guests at the hotel, Stella Carr, pronounced she, her. She has three traits: naive, arrogant, and nosy. When she stumbled upon the hotel, she was running from her overbearing agent and a stage mother who oversaw every detail of her Hollywood career. Um, Not quite sure how that career was going, but I'm sure that's something we'll find out in play. Um, she believes that she's only just arrived at the hotel. I'm open to discovering otherwise. Um, and she misses from her previous life, just being coddled, being cooed over like a little baby bird. She's probably very obnoxious to the staff.
Oh dear. All right. Well, I'm next, and I'm playing Heath Campbell, he, him, and his three traits are cautious, practical, and creative. And Heath seemed to have been running from a good desk job and a great fiance when he stumbled upon the hotel. Why? Yeah, he's not being very communicative about that particular part. He'll tell you that he was coming from learning about the desk job that he had, gotten, and the fiance that he was getting ready to marry, like within another week or so. But he won't tell you why he stumbled into the hotel. And he thinks that, well, time's been a funny thing. He feels like he's been here for just a few weeks since he's wandered in, but the calendar, to him, says it's been years. And what he misses most, although he cannot remember from why or from where, he remembers homemade banana fritters with powdered sugar. He can't seem to get them here at the hotel, even though they say they can manifest anything. They can't manifest this. At least as good as he remembers.
Looks like I'm up next.
Yep.
My character is a member of staff, Lane Maddox, he, him. I believe I picture him as being kind of the concierge. Three traits: irreverent, judgmental, and orderly. He came to be employed at the hotel. Well, it was just a part-time thing. Well, I attended auditions and waited for a callback. I kind of wonder whatever happened to that. What part of the hotel do you refuse to be in alone or at night? The basement swimming pool. Something about the way the pool lights cast rippling shadows on the walls and ceiling makes me nauseous. What do you do in your downtime? Watch black and white movies on the TV at the corner of the bar while nursing in Manhattan.
And then we have me. I'll be playing the man behind the mirror, also sometimes referred to as the Silver Sir. And in the way that these people are sometimes given human names, he's sometimes called Bregan Moore. His three traits are, or pronouns are he, it. His three traits are cold, detached, and uncanny. The sights, smells, and sounds that commonly herald his appearance are the jingling of bells or wind chimes, a sudden drop in temperature, because of course, and the cracking or breaking of a glass mirror, other reflective surface. There is a staff member who is not afraid of me, and that's Gina, the bartender. We don't know why she's not afraid of me, but man, we'll figure it out. And do I envy the guests or do I see them as my enemies? And thinking about it, if I envy them, it's because they're from someplace else, whereas I am nothing outside of these walls. Mostly, though, I just hate them. And that's it.
Awesome. I should have remembered to read off the little blurbs, like, you know, at the beginning of each of these things, and I totally forgot. So, um, yeah, there are little blurbs like at the beginning of each of these playbooks. But the guests, as a guest, you are concerned with investigating and provoking the anomalies, solving or ignoring your personal problems, pestering the staff, and finding a way to leave the hotel. Staff, you are concerned with running the day-to-day operations of the hotel, keeping the guests happy, ignorant, and provided for, and preventing the anomalies from making trouble. And the anomalies are concerned with scaring the guests, playing them against each other, and toying with them in any way you see fit. Also concerned with avoiding the staff. So we'll see if we do any of these things. So, any and all of these things. All right. So with Firebrands, again, it's made up of playing a bunch of mini games until like we get to the end game, which we'll see like what that is, or the characters could possibly experience character death. And there is a provision for that in this particular game. Hold on, let me like read off that little part here. And as I said, there are a couple of supplements that were added for this particular game. So there's Such a Lovely Place supplement, which has added some activities to the hotel, as well as the Heaven or Hell supplement, which has added some investigatory things, as well as like some provision for adding more extended play, like, you know, for like a lengthy series, or like also investigative material as well. So getting killed. You will likely know it's coming, but your character may be killed during the course of play. If this happens, you may create and introduce a new character, continue play as an already established NPC, or if your character is a guest or staff member, continue play as an undead anomaly. You can also keep playing without a character, asking and answering questions for each group participation game. And then there's also, again, ending play with the original game. You have two options. You can attempt to escape the hotel for good, or leave your characters living in the hotel indefinitely. For the latter, bring up any unresolved questions you have about your characters, say what you think possible outcomes might be, let other players contribute possible outcomes as well. You may choose to revisit these same characters on another playthrough, or employ them as NPCs during a different hotel visit. To end play by revolting against the hotel, you could proceed to the final game called Burning Down the House. And if we're using the Heaven or Hell supplement for character retirement, then there's also two different mini games that could be played. I Just Died in Your Arms, when character death inside the hotel is a certainty, or Separate Ways, when you attempt to escape the hotel alone. So there's many different options for ending, depending on what you plan on doing with your particular character or as a group. Okay, so options for thinking about for later. All right, but to start, we could play the first mini game, which is In the Air Tonight. We play by taking turns. On your turn, you would end up choosing a game to play, and then you would choose another player, or whatever directions the particular mini game would direct, like either choosing another player to play with you, or the whole group plays, or what have you. All right, so In the Air Tonight is the suggested game to start, because this could be everybody, right? And In the Air Tonight, or A Strange Dream, the setup is play by yourself, quietly, or together as a group. Conducting the dream. Choose what sort of dream you've been having, or what happened in it. Choose freely. If playing as a group, proceed clockwise around the table and describe your dreams. Ending the dream. Playing as a group, the game ends once everybody has described their dreams. And then because of your most recent dream, there's something about you, some detail of your mood, appearance, goals, or actions that everyone might notice. Describe what that detail is and then announce it to the table. And this could be something that we announce to the table at the end, and then we would put in our notes section that I included at the bottom of your playbook, at the bottom of your column. Okay, so we would each pick one of those dream prompts that's at the mini game, and then we would go around and then describe what dream we've had. Okay, so just as a housekeeping thing, I do have a tab in here called Minigame TOC, which is the table of contents. So it just lists all the mini games that are possible for this game with all the supplements. And I'm just listing on who chose this, me, and then who's involved, everybody. So, so this way we can track how many times we've played this game, or if we've played it at all.
I've been dreaming about the outdoor pool lately, and something beneath it speaks to me. Of course, the trouble is that I live in the world behind reflections, so beneath it is actually above the pool. And that's odd because the pool is closed. But I think something about me, a detail of mood, appearance, goals, or actions, is tied to this. And you know how when there's a water leak, water starts to either seep through the walls, and it looks sometimes like the walls are crying. I think every so often there are reports of front desk gets calls for possible water damage as the mirrors, or if there are no mirrors, there are a couple rooms where they've broken all the mirrors to try and avoid me. The windows perhaps begin to be leaking these sort of trickles of water. And it's just getting everywhere, and it's annoying. The house had to do a lot more laundry as they're taking towels and trying to stop or plug up these messes. That's where we are right now.
I've been dreaming about being lost lately, and it feels like I've been in a building with too many rooms. I swear it's this hotel, and then I look around and it's not, because the rooms aren't familiar at all. I've been back and forth in each of these rooms, looking for the signs that I know I've seen during the day when I'm awake, and I don't see them, and these rooms don't look familiar whatsoever, and I'm going back and forth, and I feel like I'm looking for someone, something that I need to find in each of these rooms. And I pull out my notebook, and I'm trying to make a map and a list. I swear I've been in this particular room with this colored door, and counting, all right, this third door, blue from the left, and then on the fourth floor, and it doesn't make any sense. When I look back at my notes, I try to follow the directions again, and it's changed. It's not the same. It's then it says fourth door, red, and then there's a rug. The rug looks familiar, but it's not. I swear I've never seen that rug before. And these rooms, it's like I'm in many different places all at the same time. And that makes no sense because they're all connected. And how is that even possible? I mean, it looks like a Victorian mansion. No, it's a modern hotel. No, it's somebody's house. No, it's an industrial basement. What the hell? I'm trying to find my way out, and it's only when I stop and scream that I wake up. And then I realize I'm back in my bed in the hotel. And then I look for the signs, the familiar signs again.
I've been dreaming about romance lately, and it's with an old flame from my past. But in this dream, we're not exactly ourselves. I'm sitting behind my desk in my detective's office, sipping a glass of whiskey, tie kind of pulled loose at the end of the day when a beautiful heiress strides in a dress cut high on one thigh. And when I look at her face, it's Avery Chase, the rich girl from high school. And she's in this dream, she has some outlandish case for me to investigate. But it seems to just be an excuse to flirt with me, for me to flirt with her.
I've been dreaming of a phone call lately, and the person on the other line is trying to warn me of something. The connection's terrible. It's breaking up, crackling, and the voice, it's familiar, but I can't quite place it. He sounds real serious. Stella, are you listening? The studio, they dead. It's over. 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 And then I wake up, and it feels like I didn't sleep at all. And I take pills to calm my nerves. I've been having them by the fistful over continental breakfast while I watch the birds with my morning coffee. The pills taste bitter. The coffee's bitter too. The birds are sweet.
All right. So, because of your most recent dream, something about you, some detail of your mood, appearance, goals, or actions that everyone might notice. Decide what that detail is and then announce it to the table.
Decide for ourselves, or yeah. I think Lane has taken to you constantly see him with a cigarette in the corner of his mouth, even though he's not supposed to smoke while he's working. But he like talks around it, you know.
Could note that in the notes section of your column. I think for Heath, I think it's the fact that he's more frequently pulling out his notebook. Like it's a leather journal that doesn't seem to run out of paper. Either that or like somebody's supplying him with more paper to fill in it, but he just seems to be scribbling more in it. Every time people look at him now, it's like he's always scribbling in it something, or something that he's adding to, instead of just reading or simply writing in it. It's like he's scribbling in it now. Like whatever, first thing in the morning, like that's the first thing that people see him do, is scribbling in it, scribbling in his journal.
I think everyone has seen Stella chewing pills in lieu of breakfast. I think you've seen the little dark circles begin to form under her eyes with every passing day. You've seen her sometimes have a glassy look and slurred speech.
I think I already mentioned, but the change for the man behind the mirror is that the mirrors and reflective surfaces or windows in the hotel have begun sort of this sort of water leak that's been a little bit of a problem lately.
Since this is going to be a one shot for Rob, it's like, like we'll go to right on the character keeper. So it'll be, since I chose the first game, then it'll be Rob and then Kevin and then back to Elle, okay, for choosing the mini games that we play, all right, in that order. And then, so Rob, go ahead and from the table of contents, if you want to pick out the next game. Scenes or activities.
I kind of like the idea of, is there something I should know?
Okay.
Because the idea of the investigative questions ties into my dream.
Okay. So you would choose well, I mean, like you could choose a partner, but like somebody needs to have a coin to do heads or tails.
I can get a virtual one.
Okay. Yeah. And then like pick who
I
you
have
want
a
to
coin.
pick
I
who
have
you
a
want to
coin
have the
from
scene
either
with.
coin.
Yep.
A trophy coin.
Cool.
Let's do the scene with Stella.
Awesome. Okay.
Cool.
Set the scene with your chosen partner. Decide which part of the hotel you're in. What incident, anomaly, or other mystery you're investigating. It's got to be the mysterious leaking mirrors, right? Which will give the man behind the mirror a chance to get in on this. So I think maybe Stella has called or come down to the concierge's desk and asked Lane for help because the mirror somewhere that she's
Yeah,
been is leaking.
Yeah, I'm imagining in her suite, there's a
Mm.
mirror that she spends a lot of time in front of, and on this particular day, uh, there's a stain of like a water stain sort of radiating out from it and distracting her
Is
from
this
putting
in
on her
your
makeup.
room, Stella, or is this in a room that you frequent in the hotel?
I think it might be in my room, the room that I'm renting.
So do you come to the front desk or do you call down and I walk up there and knock on the door?
I think it feels right to me that Stella is a little bit of a recluse.
Mm.
Um, so she calls down and she's speaking really fast. The words are sort of blending together, but you're able to make out mirror water. Something's really, really wrong. Come as soon as you can. And she hangs up.
And I think Lane kind of looks around looking for someone whose job this is really more than his. But the other staff seem to not really be in evidence at the moment, so he doesn't have any choice. But he gets a big sigh and puts puts a little back soon sign on his concierge's desk and heads up. And a few minutes later, he knocks on the door, and Stella would open it and find him there with his supposedly smart white shirt kind of undone and a cigarette hanging out of the corner of his mouth, and he said something about a mirror leaking.
I think Stella has opened the door just a crack at first, so you just see her uh, big blue eye and like darkness behind. Um, and she like kind of takes a moment, looks you up and down, and goes, "Why'd they send an actor?"
And I think Lane is kind of taken aback by that. It's like, where would she have possibly recognized him from? He's never been in anything, never got the chance. And he just says, I'm from the front desk.
well, if you say
There
so.
was maintenance wasn't available. I don't know. I couldn't find anybody.
She swings the door open and sort of grabs you by the lapel and pulls you in with like a sudden urgency.
How's she dressed?
She is wearing a lavender robe that's like trimmed in marabou feathers. In fact, I think floating in the air, like all of these little feather bits, it's just like everywhere in every surface of the room. Um, it looks like she had been like rifling through her closet looking for something because like there are dresses and things sort of strewn over the couch in the like common area of the suite. Her bedroom is just like clothes everywhere as well. Like there was something she desperately needed to find, but was interrupted by this matter of the mirror.
Are you checking out or something?
No, why would you ask that?
It just looks like you're packing, unpacking, looking for something maybe. None of my business. Where's the leak?
She leads you into the bedroom. There's a vanity, really big, sort of built into the wall, actually, I think. Um, Kevin, what strange quality is there to the way the water is leaking from the mirror?
What strange quality is there to the water leaking out the mirror?
Yeah, like it's a strange event in the first place, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining there's something even
I mean,
odder.
other than the fact that there's literally no plumbing in that spot. Something odd. Um, hmm. I'm running through all of the possibilities and like, no, no. Is it brackish? No. Is it smell? No. Is it ice cold or steams immediately? No. Um, hmm. Let's say, I don't know, I kind of want to open this up to the rest of the table. What else could be odd about this? That like cements it as like, I do know that like preceding me is severe drops in temperature. So the easy answer
Mm,
would be that like it freezes or it is exceptionally cold to the touch.
yeah, maybe
Why
it's
would
like icicles and
Yeah.
the
I
water's
Mm,
dripping off of it.
I was gonna say it's like, at the very least, if it wasn't like icicles, then it would it would have the lingering effects of like snowflakes on the top of
Yeah,
the
it's like
water.
yeah,
like a little
yeah.
coating
little
of rime.
pools of
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
Yeah, rhyme.
Yeah,
There
with
you go.
frosting
Yeah,
around the edge. Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm looking at this mini game page, and we're supposed to do take turns clockwise around the table. On your turn, pose an investigative question to the person to your right and flip a coin. Is that what we do now?
Yes, I
I'm
believe
just
so.
I
I'm
believe
just not exactly
so
sure how this works.
until five questions have been posed, at which point we tally how many heads and tails we had, and that determines how the scene ends.
And
Was
the
that
reason it says take turns clockwise is because it sounds like multiple people can be in this scene.
Yeah.
But if it's just the two of you, then it sounds like you'll go back and forth.
Yes, exactly. So
okay?
whomever's in the scene itself would be posing the questions to each other, but you do have to track whether the coin flips are heads or tails because you're going to have to keep that tally for the end of the investigation. Yeah.
Okay, so I think the first thing that Blaine would ask is, so when did you notice this start?
And I should flip a coin. Is
Hmm.
that
Yes.
I'm just rolling a
Someone flips a
d6
coin.
and a 1 to 3, it's heads. All right, heads it is.
Okay. Your answer the answer should be beneficial, informative, or something you were hoping for.
Something I was hoping for? Or I
I
guess
think, yeah,
I was
something
hoping
you were
anyway.
hoping for, an answer that pushes things forward.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Stella is slowly approaching the mirror, um, in like the way that one approaches an animal that might be like unpredictable. Like she doesn't really, she's like a little scared of it. She doesn't know what it might do. Um, and she says, "Well, I was just now trying on some outfits, and I thought I saw something in the mirror. Like I thought I saw it move in a way that I wasn't moving. When I turned it, it was just me and that water, that frost you see there. You do see it, right?"
I see it. I don't know what the hell it is, but I see it. There's no pipes in this wall. There's no bathroom on the other side.
I think I think Stella is watching you closely in an almost skeptical manner. And she says, I've noticed staff at this hotel, they don't ever really seem to have the answers. I call down every day, sometimes 5, 6, 7 times with my questions, and nobody can help me. And now you're saying you don't know either?
Oh, you're one of those type of guests.
Yes, a woman with needs.
I
Do
think of
you?
that comment, Lane raises an eyebrow and takes a draw on a cigarette.
And I think she hears the like kind of innuendo a little too late and like defensively pulls her robe across her chest more tightly, as if you were coming on to her. Um, but I think in her way she is pressing Lane about whether there's something he knows that he's not saying, and that is an investigative question.
I will flip a coin. And his tails. Excellent.
So tails,
The answer
you're.
should be vague, unhelpful, or something you are hoping against.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way it's vague, yeah. He just says, yeah, this isn't the first time I've heard of this happening. First time I've seen it myself. I don't know that anyone knows why it happens.
Well, sit down, really look at it. I don't know if I want to sleep in this room with all this unexplained circumstances.
I'll do as she says, sit down at the vanity and kind of look around on the table and on the wall behind. Kind of half-heartedly, you get the impression, looking to see if there's something I'm missing. So this is the question. I stoop around the main scene of the case, hoping to find an overlooked piece of evidence or any evidence at all. What do I find? Oh, I've got to keep writing these down.
I
So,
rolled tails, so we've had 2 tails, 1 head so
yep.
far.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm just going to scribble it in a cell in the.
Yeah, I'm writing it down too.
Oh, okay. If you've got it,
Yeah.
don't stop it.
Yeah.
Messing up your character sheet.
Yeah.
I sort of like the idea that you see something similar to what Stella had described, like a movement in the mirror that isn't happening in the room it's reflecting. But I wonder if Kevin wants to
Mm.
say what that movement might be.
At first glance, it certainly looks like the hair and shoulders of a woman with a dress, the slit up the side, but it can't be. Of course it can't be. It's only the two of you in the room.
Yeah, I think Lane might even do a double take and turn around, try and look for where the reflection's coming from.
Don't turn around. I'm
Jeez, I'm sorry, what? Are you changing?
Could you see me in the mirror?
I thought I saw someone else in the mirror. Maybe it was you.
You saw her.
Her who? You didn't mention any her.
I did mention her. I saw her when I was getting ready, remember? In the mirror behind me, but
Right.
not behind me.
Was she a young lady, short blonde hair, kind of a red dress?
Yeah, almost beautiful enough for Hollywood. Almost.
I've lost track of whose turn it is to ask a question now. I think it's yours, isn't it?
Oh, I think it's
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
I've clearly also lost track.
No worries.
I think emboldened by Lane's presence, Stella sort of gasps as if she's just had an idea, and she marches over to the mirror and will tap one of her very finely manicured fingers against its surface. Go.
Hello? Can you hear us? Speak, spirit.
Um, but she is trying to track down. Sorry, wait.
I know.
Um, this is I tracked down an Anomaly who witnessed something important related to the mystery.
Are they feeling generous?
Maybe she might appear again and tell us something interesting about the provenance of this water.
I flip the coin for that? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
suppose
then
so.
you come up with the answer depending on how it comes up. Yeah.
tails again.
Oh shit, that's vague, unhelpful, or something you're hoping.
I really think Lane knows a lot more about this than he's saying.
But he's so vague.
As you ask the question, there is just from behind us the sound of a little laugh. And then in the mirror, we see like a plume of smoke being blown from behind the door frame, like as though there's someone standing through the other room. So they're not feeling generous with their time and information. Because I got to hit our tails.
You described her as like a plume of smoke, you said?
Yeah, like there was somebody standing behind the door into the other part of your suite and like blowing smoke around into where we could see it.
Your turn to ask a question, Lane.
Oh yeah, I need to ask a question. This is the last one, right?
This is the last one, yeah.
Yes.
And then you flip. We'll see how this goes.
At that laugh and that smoke, Lane kind of jumps up out of the chair, pushing the chair over, and rushes to that doorway through to the other room in the suite to see if he can see someone there. This is the question. I sense myself being watched and see a shadowy figure spying on me while I investigate. What happens when I give chase?
I rolled heads.
So beneficial, hopeful answer.
Yeah. The unmistakable smell of perfume. You feel like you smelled the scent in your dream. And the moment that you round the corner, you swear you see, in fact, you know you see the door to the suite, like the door out into the hallway, closing as though someone has just walked out, and into the wider premises of the hotel.
That was 2 heads and 3 tails, wasn't it?
After 5 questions have been posed, check the tally and
Good
decide
morning.
together on the resolution. Yep. If more coins have come up tails, the case is still shrouded in uncertainty. Maybe you know the who, but not the why or how of it all, or you don't have enough evidence to draw a solid conclusion.
We had more tails, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
3 tails.
That feels right.
Yeah, definitely ended on a pretty vague note there.
Yeah, for sure.
Is the person from Lane's dream another anomaly?
Ooh.
Maybe
Ooh.
the man behind the mirror would know.
That's my question. Does Lane know about the man behind the mirror / Brigham Moore, or
I don't think so.
okay,
Not specifically.
no,
I think he knows weird shit happens with mirrors.
right, but not specifically the man behind the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious about that. All right, this seems to be a good time for a break, and then we can pick the next have Kevin pick the next game. So okay, great. See you in 5. All right, all right. So Kevin, what game do you want to play?
I don't know. As an anomaly, this is interesting. I'm looking at all these games like I don't know how to frame this.
I don't know.
But I do kind of feel like if I was to, I know scenes in these games, they don't have to lead from one into the other.
No.
But I do kind of feel like we're in a chase.
Ooh. You do have the job of scaring the guests or anybody else if you want.
That it's yes, but when I say we're in a chase, I mean it sounds like I'm the one being chased.
Oh, like avoiding staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one is it? Staying Alive?
Yeah, staying alive. Yes.
Although, this does frame it. See, I was framing it as like I'm just trying to get away. This does seem to frame it as like a life or death horror movie sequence where it says like what safe destination in the hotel is your end goal. So, maybe I will turn the tables on this person who is investigating. And maybe I will decide that this pesky staff member needs to be put in their place. How do we feel about that?
Yes, because I mean it's just one shot, so make him work for it.
Exactly, yeah.
I love it.
I agree with Elle. I love the idea
that.
of immediately
Yes.
putting Rob's character in life-threatening danger. Fuck it. No breaks on this
No
train.
breaks on this one.
None.
No breaks on it.
Kill me by the end of the night.
Oh, I love this. Okay.
Do you wanna delve in secrets and mysteries that you got no business sticking your nose in? Let's go for it.
I didn't want to. There's just a girl from high school that I used to like who's disappearing in her mirror.
Look
just
now.
somebody that you used to know, right?
You had to fall into this hotel. That's on you, man.
This is Staying Alive or a Chase. Set up only you and your chosen partner play. My chosen partner is Lane. Lane Maddox. Choose who's the hunter, who's the quarry. I feel like I'm the hunter, you're the quarry. Would you agree with me?
That
Uh,
works.
yeah. Ask your partner how the chase began. I should ask, so I ask you how the chase began.
The chase began. Hmm. Well, I think I'm trying to follow an anomaly of some sort, but maybe that is a lure to lead me somewhere that you want me or where you can get to me. Maybe to that basement swimming pool that I don't like.
Yeah, I was about to say, are there clues that led you like, what was the clue that like convinced you like not to just give this up, and like what dangerous part of the hotel did it take you to that obviously needs some kind of reflective surface for me to bust out of and
Yeah.
start my Sadako style
I
chasing.
think I think just that it's A, it's someone I knew. B, it's someone I saw in a dream just last night. And then C, it's like they appeared to actually be there. So
Yeah.
those three things together kind of mean I've got to follow up on it.
Yeah. Um, cool. Um, Looks like we have some follow-up questions. So what is your history with each other, and does the chase start fast or begin slow, building to a crescendo as you progress through the hotel?
You asking
Uh,
me that or are you answering?
I mean, I'm asking, but I'm also thinking about the answers myself.
I think, well, we established that Elaine doesn't know anything about the man behind the mirror, other than
Yeah,
that there is weird stuff that goes on with mirrors sometimes.
yeah, I find that interesting. And I'm wondering, like, has Bregan I assume Bregan is a shape changer and can do that, can like go into people's memories and then just,
Mm,
temporarily assume the forms of people that have been dreamed about or thought about, to
mm.
sort of increase mischief around the space.
You're
What I
assuming the form of Avery Chase.
Have I ever assumed the form of Avery Chase?
That's the person I was dreaming about, who I
Um,
just thought I saw.
have I assumed the form of Avery Chase before? I think it's more fun to say yes. So why not say yes? Yeah, why not?
Oh, I
Um,
wasn't
oh,
necessarily asking that as a question. Just
oh, well,
I'm
I
just
don't.
confirming that is who the form you were taking in this particular instance.
Then yes. Well, if I'm assuming the form of Avery Chase, then
Oh,
you're being
oh
chased
yeah,
on threat of bloody
but you're not
death.
then. Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I
That's
don't.
the lure. She's the
I think
lure.
Avery Chase was the lure to get you down here, and I'm also fully confident in saying like let's start the chase in or around the area of like the basement pool. Um, because there's a reflective surface, the body of water. I can come out of that. Uh, does it start fast or begin slow? I think it starts fast. I think you come down here and
Mm,
uh, there's a sudden drop in temperature, and the pool water starts moving like tendril arms and stuff, and uh then we go full back rooms. Like you don't want to look behind you because you won't like what you see. How does that sound?
yeah, that sounds good to me.
Fantastic. Um, so, uh, during the chase, anyone may ask for additional details about the landscape, what's ahead or behind, what course the chase may take. So keep that in mind. Let's go to conducting the chase. The quarry conducts the chase. That's you, Rob. Or Lane. First, say where you're going. What safe destination in the hotel is your end goal?
I think the safe destination in the hotel is my concierge desk at the front in the lobby.
And
My
then it
domain.
Yeah, and then okay. Well, I guess that answers the follow-up question of why do you think you will be safe there? And if you don't know yet, that's okay too. But
Just like, yeah, that's Or
I,
the domain I'm the master of, yeah.
I like that. That's almost like child playground rules, like the safe zone. You can't get me here. And I think that logic is held up till now. Why not?
There's also no reflective surfaces near the concierge desk.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, the nearest one is the big mirror behind the bar, which is around the corner.
I love that.
And Gina's there, and she's not scared of you, so that's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
She's not scared of you, and yeah.
Maybe this is outside the scope of this game, but I wonder if there's something. I love the idea of like a bar with a big mirror behind it, but I wonder if she's done something to it, like either warded it or like maybe there's like the equivalent of like a dream catcher hanging from the top of it.
Yeah.
The sort of like anti-fey or anti, in this case, anomaly charm.
You know how like big mirrors like that often have like an etched frame in as part of the mirror. So, but that's like all like symbols, right? It's like warding symbols.
I'm also gonna like say that there's even like a mundane reason why that she's not afraid of you. She's visually impaired.
Oh.
She doesn't care. She doesn't see you very well.
See, that's interesting because like that means she's a bartender who knows everything behind the bar by touch.
Absolutely.
Or she can see well, like close up. But if she sees something weird in the mirror, she doesn't think twice about it because it's like, well, it's just a fucking blur in the mirror. It could be anything.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe her impairment is more like a tunnel vision where like she has perfect sight in the center, but like can't really see what's going on in the periphery, which is where you do most of your creeping.
Which is very creepy. I mean, like, you got something in the corner of your eye. It's like, oh shit, But yeah, she don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Quarry, lead the hunter through a series of 4 challenges and missions. Choose freely, though the third must be an admission. During the chase, you and your hunter will gain coins representing the distance you've gained on each other. Then after 4 turns, unless you choose an option that ends the chase early, compare coins. If you have more coins than your hunter, you break away and escape. If the hunter has more coins than you, we'll jump that hurdle when we get to it.
So there's a list of challenges. Yeah, 4 challenges and missions.
And it seems like we're flipping coins again.
The third one has to be an admission. Just remember that. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. So the individual rules for coin flips and who gets what is on the challenges themselves. So.
Yes.
But yeah, choose freely.
Yes.
Pass through a cluttered room with plenty of obstacles to throw in your way. Follow me if you want, but throw. I think, like, realizing I'm in this basement swimming pool that I hate because it just creeps me out. I get into like a side room from it, which has, it has shit like pool floats and life rings and, like those poles that like lifeguards use to pull someone out if they're struggling or whatever. And so there's lots of stuff that I can, not that I necessarily have any expectation that any of that could stop you. But follow me if you want.
Sure. I got a coin here. So follow me if you want, but throw. Here we go. The heck kind of a coin is this? This is one of those weird quarters. But that's definitely tails. On tails, you have to find another way around, and you gain 1 coin.
I gain 1 coin.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get some more coins.
So apparently, whatever you throw at me, it either works or I am letting you believe that it works.
I don't have any great ideas for what that could be or why you would be bothered by it, but
it could just be pool detritus. Here's some towels. Here's
oh yeah, it's probably got like the associations with all of these previous guests that you hate.
Sure.
How many people have touched these things and you?
Yeah, I dig it. Or like I said, maybe it doesn't. I'm just choosing to let you believe that because I'm more interested in the chase. I'm dog chasing cars. I don't know what I'd do if I caught one.
So I choose another challenge or
Hmm.
admission.
Hmm.
Hmm. I think I go through that storeroom and out into like a passage that's for like the maintenance staff or for the staff. And there's a service elevator. Slide into an elevator just as the doors close. Follow me if you want, but throw on tails. You have to take the stairs a long way and gain 1 coin. And I gain 1 coin.
Oh, I love it. All right, here we go. Whoop. Tails again.
I gain a coin.
Yep, you gain a coin. Yeah, I feel like this is one of those elevators that doesn't have like the reflective doors.
Mm.
Like maybe
Because
it's
it's a
one of
staff elevator. It's got like
yeah.
they have those drapes around the sides, right? For like so that it doesn't,
Oh yeah,
if
so
they
it's like it
push a big
muted
heavy
it.
thing in there, it doesn't break the glass or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so actually like we see just a couple just tiny little water puddles like on various different steps in the stairwell. And we just see like, a shadowy image just sort of like
Frosty, frosty water puddles.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
All right, no, I should probably throw you an admission, shouldn't I?
It is round 3, so you must actually throw me
Oh,
admission.
I thought there were 4 rounds.
There are 4 rounds, but it says
Ah,
choose freely, though the third must be an admission.
I risk hiding and staying quiet as you stalk past me. I think I'm in like some kind of, I think I'm in a kitchen, and that's where the service elevator let me out. And it's like a kind of a busy kitchen. And I'm picturing almost a little bit like that scene in Jurassic Park with where the velociraptors chase the kids into the kitchen. I'm like ducked down behind a bank of cupboards and there's pots and pans hanging off hooks and whatever, and on the other side of the kitchen are all the staff moving around doing things, and I'm in a kind of quieter corner hiding from you.
I love it. There's a lot of reflective surfaces in
uh
kitchens, lots of
yeah,
chrome. Um, so I throw on heads. On heads, your intuition leads you straight to me. So I'm looking for heads this time. Whew. Well, I'm always looking for
you're always looking at
yeah.
it. Yeah,
And that is in fact a head.
that evens the score.
Yeah. So I get 2 coins. 1 and 2. Hello. Thank you. Um, and yeah, I think my arrival is heralded by the sound of like wind chimes or jingling bells, and so uh I think you're sitting there for a long time and it's silent, and it's that horror movie silence, and then all of a sudden, like instead of creepy music, it's the sound of wind chimes, almost the sound of snowfall, if snowfall could be captured in sound. You must see something in like a ladle.
Mm. I think it's those
Uh
start jingling as well, as
yeah, yeah,
well as
yeah.
this
Oh yeah, all of like the
on the hooks.
hanging
Yeah,
chrome tools and stuff start wind chiming.
and there's no
Um
there's no wind at all.
yeah.
No
Um
possible way there could be.
and there's still a little bit of chase left, so you still get away,
Yeah.
but there's definitely that moment where like I am just in the room with
Well, I
you.
realize you know exactly where I am,
Yeah,
and I've got a bolt.
yeah.
So then it's going to be I catch a second wind and sprint the distance of a long hallway. Follow me if you can, but throw. I just like there's a direct route from here to the dining room and then back from there to the lobby. So I'm almost on home ground if I can run fast enough. Bottom if you can, but throw. On tails you can't keep. Or does it have to be another admission?
No, no, no. It only says the third one specifically has to be a admission.
Do you want to head again to keep this even?
Yeah.
And
But
yeah, you win if it's even. So
yeah. Well, yeah, we're tied anyways. Two and two. So this would be the deciding factor. But you know what? I think
exactly.
I've had my fun. And so I'm going to, because a lot of these are like, follow if you want, or
You don't have,
I'll
yeah, you can win just by not doing anything because we're tied.
no, you would win if I concede.
No, if the hunter has as many or more coins than you, choose one.
And it also says follow if you want, but throw. You
Yeah.
still have to. You
Yeah.
still have to. Still flip.
Oh,
All right, fine. I'll flip. I was gonna let you get away, but all right, if you want me to flip,
it's
let's
actually
go.
worse for me if you don't flip because the only way I can win is if you flip and lose.
It is tails, so you get away.
And make it panting back to the concierge's desk then. Wondering what the hell was that was all about. I'm looking at the phone waiting for Stella to call again, complaining about something else this time. I think you just see me run back to the desk and dig in among my kind of personal items that are in the drawer there for another cigarette and put that in the corner of my mouth and light it up. I dropped it somewhere. I hope it hasn't started a fire.
You almost got dragged into the pool, so I don't think you're going to be worried about that too much. Nice. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Elle, your turn.
My turn. Okay. I had looked at a couple that looked interesting.
Mhm.
I definitely want to do a scene with Heath.
Okay.
Let's do telephone line. Setup. Only you and your chosen partner play. Choose which of you will play as your character and who will play as the person on the other end of the line. This can be an NPC. I mean, I would like you to play Heath.
Okay, that's fine. I mean,
Cool.
like you could just as easily like use a room phone or whatever. Like
hmm
maybe you somehow got my room number or whatever, and
Or maybe your room is the one on the other side of the wall from where that water's been leaking through from.
oh God, can you imagine?
That could be. I almost have this thought of like Stella sort of almost in this like half asleep dream state from the pills she's taken. And maybe she does this a lot, where she just like picks up the phone in her room and dials a number. Um, like maybe she thinks she's calling the staff, the concierge desk downstairs, but she's like randomly dialing other rooms in the hotel. And this time she has dialed Heath's number.
Okay. Caller begins conversation. First, say what you were calling and what you hope the person on the other end can do for you, and have that person say what they want in return for doing you a favor. Okay, and then converse naturally. Feels right. Have the caller offer a bargain. Person on the other end may accept the bargain or reply with a denial. Okay. Caller may change, modify, or switch their chosen bargain as many times as they need to for it to be accepted. Oh boy. Ooh.
Eh,
What person on the other end of the line has agreed to one or more bargains from the caller the game ends? Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Should be fun. Um, so what do you know about the person on the line with you? What circumstances have made your character pick up the phone? Are they talking about you or me?
That's a good question. Um, I mean, I think I've described why or the circumstances around me picking up the phone, but is Heath waiting for a particular call or something? What do you
Uh,
think?
I feel like, and like this'll probably pop in a later episode or whatever, but I think there's a radio that's in the hotel somewhere, and I think Heath will every so often hear something on the radio, and he hears a podcast, and it's like a something, some kind of broadcast podcast, and like it's kind of staticky, and it seems to be coming from somewhere outside of the hotel, and he had received a call from someone on the podcast at one point, and I think he's waiting for another call from the person that was the host of the podcast. And it's like, when he gets your call, I think he's hoping that it's her again, just for like contact from outside of the hotel. And
Hmm.
yeah, then he just picks up. Yeah, so um, do you just pick up the phone and like say what you're gonna say, or like do you just kind of like leave it silent at first?
I think as soon as you pick up, you hear Stella say, "Hey, have you heard it's all over?
uh, uh, Hello, who's this?
Who do you want it to be?
Well, that's a loaded question. I was kind of hoping it was Miriam, but who is this?
They call me Stella. Stella Carr.
Oh, Stella, you're that actress that comes down to breakfast, kinda. Uh,
They said my name sounded too much like a pun, like steal a car, but it was too late to change it. They already printed all the posters.
I wouldn't think that's really that close.
What's your name?
Heath, Heath Campbell.
You got a nice voice, Heath. Would be good for radio.
Thanks. Um, uh, what do you mean you say it's all over?
That's what everybody's saying.
What's all over?
I was hoping you would tell me. Seems like everybody knows something that I don't.
I mean,
What's in that little notebook? The one you're always writing in? That is you, right? I recognize your voice.
yeah, yeah, it's me. It's me trying to make sense of a dream that I keep having. Getting lost in a really, really big place.
Place in the hotel?
I don't think it is. It feels like it at first, but then it's not. It's no place that looks familiar. It's different doors, different halls, different everything. And I try to make a map of it or directions, and then it gets confused and confusing. It seems to be different every night. You ever feel like you think you know where you're going, and then you have a plan, and then that plan gets pretty much gets fucked the first time you try it.
That's my whole life, Pete.
Hmm. Well, I mean, can make mistakes, but you can always try a different direction, try again.
Maybe. Or maybe that's what they mean when they say it's over. You already picked your course. Can't turn back now.
Don't I don't think that's true. I I think I think there's a point where people will pick a course for you, but then you have to make the decision to follow it or maybe ditch and stumble on a hotel and go elsewhere.
They're having dancing in the ballroom later, Heath.
Yeah, I think I saw a flyer about that.
If I asked you to meet me there, would you ditch me?
Uh,
I don't like to leave my room. It's a big ask.
do you want me to go with you to the dance?
I want to put on a nice dress and twirl.
I mean, I can't promise that I won't have two left feet. Um, uh,
Maybe I can help you find out where that place is. You've been wandering in your dreams. I have dreams too.
what are they about?
Apocalypse.
The world or you?
Isn't that the same thing?
No. The world, it's everybody's problem. You, the world will keep going.
I think you hear a weird little like choked sound on the other side of the line. Like maybe it's the beginning of a sob that was like held in. Maybe it's a sound of derision. It's hard to tell. Some strange little reaction that Stella has. You come into the ballroom where you got two left feet. Hey, I'm serious about helping you. If you help me, I get tired of talking to myself and actors.
I'm no actor. I guess I could be persuaded to help you, but you have to you have to help me find I guess my lost direction. Maybe that's what maybe that's what the dreams mean. It's like I don't know where I'm going. That's why I'm here, I guess.
You talking in metaphors?
I'm a writer. What else do I talk in?
Ugh, actors, now writers.
Sorry. Hazard.
I'll
Still
see you
want
later, he. I
want me
gotta
to
take a nap.
do you want me to pick you up?
The line goes dead.
Okay. So philosophical. Ouch. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I mean, like it just seems like the next thing to do would be to like I want to dance with somebody. That seems to be okay. Um, let's see, and that should be. I mean, that could definitely be with Heath and Stella, but I think. Hold on, let me see what it comprised of, because I feel like Lane should be here. Whether he actually sees Avery or maybe it's the man in the mirror like pretending to be Avery. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what this looks like.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that idea. I was gonna suggest that as well.
Yeah. So, let's see. One, yeah, somebody. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ask your chosen partner how you came to be dancing together. I think we know how that goes. And other players may join freely, so if it makes sense for their characters to be present at the dance. What do you notice about each other? Are you awkward or self-assured? So, during the dance, anyone may ask for details of the setting, occasion, and circumstances. Take turns asking each other questions, having the worst dancer ask first. Each of you may ask 2 questions, taking turns before the dance ends. And if other players join in the dance, everyone may ask 2 questions total, choosing which dance partner to ask for each question. Okay, so I'm going to start with Heath and Stella, and then we can flip over to Lane and, you know, Avery slash man in the mirror. So, all right. Do you think that Heath would have? I think Heath would have like tried to pick Stella up if he found out where her room was. Um, or do you think that she would have wandered, actually like left her room and like wandered down? Which do you think was more likely for Stella?
I think she probably wandered down. I think she was out of it enough during their conversation that she might not even remember that he offered to come pick her up.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I think he would have like tried to wander down like, where he thinks he saw her room and then realized that like, she wasn't there, and then he had headed down himself, and he would have rented a, depending on what kind of dance this was. I mean, like if it was like really tricked out, then he would have rented a tux. He would have rented a tux from the hotel. And it's a little awkward looking and like kind of uncomfortable in the suited up thing. I mean, like the most dressed up he's ever been was like, pretty much at a like just a regular suit, and like store bought, like, like for that. But like this tux is very almost bespoke. I mean, like it just seems like it was made for him, and like everything, like down to the shoes, and then like the tie and the cufflinks and everything like that. It's all provided by the hotel. Um, so he presents a fairly dapper figure when he sees you. And what does Stella look like when she comes down?
I think her hair is up um in a like messy updo. Like it looks like she did her hair and then maybe went to sleep in it. So the curls are sort of matted on one side, but she has a little like feathered like ornament in her hair. She's wearing, I think it's like a pastel pink. And the dress has like the vibe the impression, the visual impression she gives is of like a flamingo. That's like the pink. Um, and it has this like very plunging neckline, feathers around the wrist, like feathered cuffs. And she is wearing like copious amounts of what is very clearly costume jewelry, sort of clinks against itself as she moves.
Well, I mean, he greets you, and he will say, I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you come down. May I have this dance?
Does he offer his hand?
Oh, yes. His
I think
hands are
she
graceful, his feet aren't. I mean,
um I think she looks around as though like everyone is looking at them, like waiting to see whether she will step onto the dance floor with this gentleman. I don't think anyone's really paying attention. In fact, how many, like, what do we think the vibe is here? Like, is this a well-attended sort of little dance event, or do they just like play music every night in the ballroom and like a smattering of guests show up,
I
but
It's
think,
it's
always
not
the
very
same
crowded?
ones.
huh?
It's always the same handful of guests. Yeah.
Mm.
I think it's the same handful of guests, but I mean, I think for this particular night, it might be a little busier. Like, for whatever reason, I don't know, like summer solstice, whatever the hell it is. I mean, like, it just seems like there's a few more guests than usual. You know,
Mm.
the regulars plus a few more, you know? So, um,
What
and
song's playing when you start dancing?
that's a good question. What song is playing? I mean, it's definitely a song that, like, it invites intimate dancing for sure. Slow.
Through by Spandau Ballet.
What is it?
Through by Spandau Ballet.
Okay. All right. So,
I was thinking intimate dancing like waltz in the 1800s intimate or high school dance in the 1990s intimate.
sway.
Yeah, yeah, the hand
do-
like
well,
hands on hips, hers on shoulders, and it's just rocking back and forth.
well, the thing that okay, hold on. The question that was going to that I was going to ask, since I'm the worst dancer, is
Mm.
going to be like, you have the chance to place your hand on my shoulder, waist, hip, or elbow. Which do you choose? After I possibly draw you out on the dance floor, if you do choose to take my hand first. So,
Yeah, I think she puts a hand almost like tremulously on your shoulder, and then in the next movement, sort of puts her other one like on your other shoulder and clasps her hands behind your neck, um, pulling herself like very like intimately close, like way too close.
I don't think he necessarily minds. He's just kind of hesitates at first, at least, and then like he'll like look at you and just kind of like, look into your eyes for a few seconds to see what you're thinking. So that's my question. Like, what's yours?
I'm looking at them.
And then we'll break to the other couple.
You lean your head on my shoulder, your mouth barely brushing my ear. What do you say?
It's been a while since I've been this close to someone. I hope you don't find this too weird.
I'm getting used to weird.
And you'll hear him chuckle as his breath blows against your cheek. So, what's the other couple doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah, Lane.
If Lane thinks he's finally found Avery, they're definitely dancing. Oh, I need to ask a question here. How does this work?
Well, I mean, like, I wanted to know. I mean, like, is Lane finally off shift? That's one. And how
I
is
think
Lane
it's never
dressed?
entirely. I think it's never entirely clear whether he's on or off shift.
Okay, and how is he dressed?
I think he's dressed in his usual way, like dress pants, white shirt that like looks like it was probably like nicely pressed about 5 or 6 hours ago, but now is like a bit rumpled and the collar's open and the tie's loosened and yeah, the cigarette's hanging from the corner of his mouth.
And Brigham, are you deliberately picking this memory out of Lane's head, or is this one of the guises that you use to be more physically manifest?
My knee jerk is that this is something I don't really have control over.
Ooh.
That when people's subconscious run away with them, they call me into the world.
You
I
are
don't
such
want
a
to be
tulpa.
here. I
You are
don't.
oh my god.
I don't want to be here. Y'all keep calling.
Yes, that's why he hates us. Because we keep calling. Oh shit. Such a
Yeah, you
tulpa.
can't tune us out.
And unfortunately, Lane is like, Avery.
Yeah. This is a dumb metaphor, but it keeps coming into my head. Like, imagine the TV had thoughts about the channels that you watched. It doesn't have control over the station that you tune it to. It just plays what you tell it to, but it hates you for it.
Yeah, it's like
That's
this shit
that's
again.
yeah.
Oh, my YouTube must hate me. Sorry. Anyway,
If YouTube was a person,
yes,
and it had opinions.
it would hate me. But anyway. So anyway, how do you perceive Avery? Like, what is she wearing, and like, how does she look and stuff? Because I'm just curious.
I think she's dressed like she was in the dream, with in this kind of 1940s dress, very very stylish, more stylish than when he ever knew her in real life. Not that she wasn't stylish, but more adult.
This is his idealized version of her.
I think it's her crossed with like whoever the lady from the Maltese Falcon was. I forget now the actress's name, but yeah,
Yeah. Well,
And I feel like the when 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 Lane enters the space and thus conjures the man behind the mirror and Avery into the space, I feel like the whole place kind of takes on a sort of Sin City vibe, black and white, and everybody has like one item of color on them.
yeah.
And Avery, of course, has the red dress, so she is a lot more color than most people.
Yeah, for Lane, it's just the cherry on the end of a cigarette.
Mm.
So who's the worst dancer? Not the two of you.
I mean, strictly speaking, I have the advantage of time and memory and all dancers who've been through the hotel.
And yeah, and you're like dancing in the way someone would imagine you dancing. So yeah, it's got to be me, isn't it?
Yeah, so then you would ask the first question.
You lean your head on my shoulder, your mouth barely brushing my ear. What do you say?
I hate it here. We should go someplace else. Any place else. Any place other than here. Don't you
Lane,
hate this place?
Lane takes a moment to answer and is just like, I'm not sure I remember any place else. Do you? Anyway, that's another question I shouldn't.
Hmm?
But it would be nice to get away from here.
You can check out anytime you like.
Your turn.
Yeah, looking at the questions. Mhm. A fast song bleeds into a slow one or vice versa, which sounds like this is a slow one bleeding into a fast song, changing the mood of the room. Do you stay and dance with me or make an excuse to go?
I stay and dance with you. I think the posture changes. Is it is it something newer than Lane would know?
My knee jerk is that it's being Bridgertoned. So it's a pop song
Oh,
done in a poppy
oh.
string quartet.
Oh
So the
God.
style is familiar, even if the song isn't. Yeah, the style
Oh
is like
Lord.
comfortable. Yeah.
Okay,
It's just almost like a quick step or something. Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I think in that case, the style is almost too old for him, right? Then he kind of adopts a kind of comically formal stance and invites you to continue dancing.
I think Avery gives this sort of like comical sort of roll of her eyes. In Lane's view, it might look like a, sort of grinning, uh oh gosh, I can't believe we have to do this, or I can't believe we're doing this. And then yeah, yeah. And I think again, playing on the theme of mirrors and reflection, it's one of those dances that everyone knows the step to.
Mm.
Um, not the Macarena, thank
I
God.
was
Thank
going to
God.
say,
No, no,
sorry,
no,
the
Um,
no, no, no
Macarena.
line dances. No line dances,
no,
please.
no, it's not a line dance, it's not a square dance. Again, it's very Bridgertoning. It's very Pride and Prejudice. Uh, the steps are basic, but like everyone almost forms into like this sort of grid pattern, and
Hmm.
it's not slow dancing the way we think of slow dancing. It's partner dancing,
Hmm.
um, and and yeah, it's one of those where we might start trading partners and moving things about, but the whole room is part of this synced up choreography now.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think that's
Sorry
going
if
to lead
I
into my next question then. But
sorry if I threw a wrench into all y'all stuff, but I mean that means the next song can end too, that
Yeah.
moment.
Well, I mean, because I was gonna go and like flipping back to Heath and Stella. My
mm,
next question was going to be to Stella. My hair falls across my face and into my eyes. Do you brush it aside?
That depends. The stuff that we just described with Avery and Lane, is that only what Lane is perceiving from his perspective, or are we thinking that it is actually happening for whatever value of? of reality we're using in this game.
You mean like the change of song and the trading of the change of
The
dance?
lighting, the song, like all of the kind of uncanny aspects of what was described.
I I mean like
I suppose this is at its root a question about how the man behind the mirrors hauntings or whatever you want to call them
ooh
function. Like, are you in Lane's head doing
ooh
this, or are you making like physical changes to the world, like the water from the mirror?
oh shit oh man
I will tell you, I am inclined to the latter, because the man behind the mirror is here, and within the bounds of whatever surreality we have, he is real. And if he's
Hmm.
real and if he's here, that would suggest a change is going on. But I also think it would be valid to say that this is happening on the far side of a mirror, that you could be having your own dance sequence that is doing whatever it is. But if you were to look at any of the reflective surfaces of the room, this would be what you would see.
Mm. Yeah,
mm.
yeah. Like that a lot.
That way we can have our cake and eat it too.
Yes. God damn it. Oh my god. Okay. So that's my question. I mean, what do you think, Stella?
I
Oh.
think in that case, then no. You notice like Stella like trips a little bit
Oh.
in the dance because she is focused on um the mirror that lines the walls of the ballroom, and she is looking at Avery's reflection. Um, very similar reflection to what she saw in her own room earlier. And
Heath will
she
catch
is
you and are you all right?
transfixed.
You see that woman
He'll
in the
turn
mirror?
and look. Yeah? What about her?
I hate her. Thinks she's fucking Ginger Rogers.
Okay. That could be a movie running for all we know. Uh,
You really think that? Doesn't look like a movie to me. And I would know.
I mean, whether it's a movie or what, I mean, you care because why?
Because you're the only one looking at me.
And here I slip my hand into yours, looking for closeness or comfort. Do I find it?
Yeah, because, I mean, like, he'll squeeze your hand and say, I mean, I know it's just me, but, I mean, at least I'm looking at you and I see you right now, as opposed to a bunch of a lot of empty eyes that are just looking. And I would think that that's a lot less important in the moment.
But I like it when the eyes are empty.
Why?
Because then I get to be the one to fill them up.
Sorry, I'm not made of eyes then. And then he'll just draw you closer and do his best to dance, the best he can. Do you have a question for me? Oh, that was your question.
That was my question.
Got it. Okay. Back to the other two. So, Lane, do you have a question for the Avery reflection?
Given the description of the style of dancing, I was going to ask you, break away from me to dance with someone else. Who? And when you return to my side, are you pleased or disappointed to be back?
Oh boy. I think I wind up in a dance with this world Stella. And I hear her say that she hates me. And so when we come back dancing together, I'm smiling, but for reasons you don't know. And it's that sort of wolfish, predatory smile.
Very femme fatale smile, yeah.
Yeah. But something about me catches your eye and your look lingers. What is it?
Ooh, I think as you come back to me on the dance floor, I catch a glimpse of my own reflection in your eyes. And then I see that around the edges of your eyes, it's like there's just a hint of frost.
That's good for me.
Amazing. All right. Partner to partner. Dance ends. Yeah. All right, cool. Let me just mark that everybody was involved for this one. Did we want to give Rob another choice since he's not going to be with us for the rest of it? So this way we play one more game and then we do Stars and Wishes.
One chance to kill me.
You don't have
Let
to.
me take a quick look.
Your character can just get lost. It's fine. There's a lot of rooms in this place.
I'm very curious to see a scene with Lane and Heath, but
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Concierge and the
Yeah.
dinner.
Just because I want to see more Heath screen time, and he's the one character I haven't interacted with yet.
Okay.
We could do the conversation of a billiards, or we could do one of the ones that everyone's in.
It's up to you.
We could do the breakfast one, like the next day after the dance.
Ooh, yeah. Because each of the continental breakfast choices are like just bizarre, and it's great. So yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Breakfast in America, Rob, and it's everyone.
It says anyone can play.
Mm-hmm.
Other players may join scenes freely, so I will abstain unless something significant happens that summons me into the space.
Okay.
I think me too.
Okay.
I might join later, but
okay.
I want to see you two first.
Okay. Where's the breakfast set up? Who here are the regular attendees? Is anyone here for the first time? I mean, like I said, Heath is feels like he's been here for weeks, but like calendar says years, so God knows. You know. Uh,
I think Lane is maybe here for the first time because he'd normally eat his breakfast in the kitchen or something with the other staff.
right. But I think Heath is always here and like always looking for those those banana fritters that he can never find. So he's gonna look for. Mm-mm-mm. Excuse me. Choose 3 to 5 foods from the menu to add to your plate. Okay, where's the breakfast setup? Yeah, so Heath is a regular here. Um,
It's got to be set up like in what would later in the day be Gina's bar.
yeah. Oh, wow.
I'll choose 3 to 5 foods to add from. I'm just going to choose the things that I would choose in real life.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, like
It's the
everything that I
coffee,
would,
definitely.
yeah. Unfortunately, everything I would choose includes an anomaly. It's like, what the fuck?
I'm just going to choose based on the food and not even look at the prompts. And
Shit.
I got it.
One of the first things that Heath has picked out is like eggs Benedict, and then as he sits down to eat it, it's like he notices that there's Mad Millie again. She's always there in her corner, and she's rocking and crying to herself. It's over this scrap of a letter that she's always poring over, alternately muttering over it, crying over it, muttering over it, crying over it. She won't tell anyone what it's about or who it's from, but she'll always just kind of like sob and point to it and then go back to crying over it again. Even if you go up and directly ask her, it's like, Millie, what's wrong? Like, what's it about? Like, what's happening? Um, and I think the only time that Heath has ever seen her calm down is when there's a specific someone that will go up and give her something specific from the buffet, from the continental breakfast. And he can never remember who it is or what they give her because he just can't seem to focus on the person or what they give. It's like, almost like his eyes can't focus on that scene. Like they continually elide over it, and then he just like figures, okay, never mind. I'm just gonna go back to what I'm eating. What's a food that
I'm going to
you're
start with coffee.
okay?
You're punchy this morning and ruder than you ought to be. So what is Heath doing as
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to like dig into his food, and then also trying to scribble into his book because he had that dream again. Although he's making some footnotes because alternating with the dream that he had of like wandering around the rooms again in this place that's the hotel but not the hotel, he was dreaming about dancing with Stella but also not Stella. I think he was thinking about his fiance but then someone else. Yeah.
and I think Lane just comes over and it's like the only table left, or the only seat. There's not a table he can set up by himself. So he just comes over and without really asking, just kind of nods toward the empty seat and sits himself down. Takes the last couple of puffs on his cigarette and puts it out on an empty plate and takes a big gulp of coffee and this is what you're writing there.
Just trying to make notes on the dream I had last night. Just always trying to remember what I saw, what I felt. Trying to make
Dream
sense of it.
journal, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Partly. Maybe I can make an idea out of it, make a book out of it, or script or something.
Well, they say you should never tell your dreams to anyone. There's no more boring conversation. And with that, Lane just turns and tucks into his food.
I mean, like,
How does he react?
I mean, Heath just kind of like scoffs and just be like, "Well, wasn't planning on it, thanks." I mean, just kind of laughs it off as he digs into his hash browns and to sit down and chat with somebody you don't usually spend much time with. Let's see. It's like, how's things going on at that concierge desk? You know, get a lot of calls for concierging, whatever that entails.
Get a lot of calls about water dripping out of mirrors, anything and everything recently. Say, didn't I see you dancing with that lady last night?
Stella? Yeah. I mean,
That was her name.
she's been calling about.
Kind of flaky. Lots of pink,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess pink's her color, but she's been calling about water leaks.
among other things.
Okay. Maybe, maybe, maybe people should just move her into another room if she's experiencing water leaks in her room.
Maybe they should.
I mean, and like Heath is kind of like, is that your job? I mean, like without saying it.
That would be front desk.
Ah, this has got to be something that she's got to ask for, or what?
What, is she shy?
I don't know. I mean, she doesn't seem like it, but I mean, I'm just wondering why, if it's something that can't be fixed, it's like why they haven't like moved her over someplace
You
different.
know what I think?
What?
She likes the attention.
At that, Heath is just kind of like, well, I mean, she does like attention. I mean, that's admitted. I mean, I think she's an actress, from what I understand. So, yeah. So,
Lane takes a bite of his toast, which means that someone from your past walks into the room unexpectedly. Do they recognize you? Do you acknowledge them?
your past?
Yeah.
Who is it?
I think it's going to be the man in the mirror in disguise as Avery, surely.
The
What's
what?
up?
Um, I mean, I feel like a glass has to break if that's gonna
Yeah.
somebody drops a
Madelancholy on the
glass.
other side of the room drops a glass. Yeah.
Oof. Better hope they pick that up real quick.
And yeah, and like your coffee gets cold and
Oh, jeez.
all of your food that was nice and fresh and warm is now like on the colder side of room temperature. And when Avery walks in, I mean, I would recognize Lane. We were just dancing together. But I think she just walks through.
Maybe you look a little different.
Yeah, she wouldn't still be in
The same
like
person, but like maybe in a different guise. Yeah.
yeah, she wouldn't be in the in slinky jazz lounge wear.
Mm-mm. Does Avery Man in the Mirror recognize? Well, obviously recognize Lane, but I mean, like, do you, Lane, acknowledge the Avery doppelganger?
Yeah, I think I've with my coffee turning cold, I get up as she passes to go fill it up again and like follow her to the buffet and something like, where did you get to last night?
You don't remember?
And at that, I think he looks genuinely confused and realizes that he doesn't.
Hmm. Well, that's no matter, I suppose. Actually, I don't really remember much beyond the dancing. Hmm. It's almost like it sort of bled into this.
I was thinking the same thing.
Ah, it's the damn hotel. All of the days start to bleed together here after a while. You start daydreaming, mixing reality with fantasy.
Right, I noticed that.
Start seeing things, hearing people, or, start imagining that strange things are happening.
Then Lane pours a refill of coffee and he's like, damn, this whole pot is cold.
Mm. Shame.
Is Avery getting anything for breakfast? Probably going back to Heath.
Get back to Heath.
I think as Heath looks after Lane, like starting to go after Avery to refresh his coffee, whatever. Heath absentmindedly, pulls at one of his other plates that he had gotten. And as he pulls on his plate of waffles, it's almost like there's like a melting going on as the hotel unexpectedly moves everyone at breakfast to a different location. It's like the scene shifts and melts into like the courtyard hedge maze. Like somehow it's like the buffet area, like where we're having breakfast, turned into kind of like a courtyard, like dining area slash hedge maze around us. So it's like we like are now out in the open, but like there's like the hedges, like, looming above us and or around us, and we can kind of hear like some bird song, but it doesn't sound right. It either sounds muffled or it sounds off, like warbly, or the uh, tweets like sound like they're off key, or like a little weirdly stunted or something like that. And Heath is just kind of like, what the hell? And then he'll absentmindedly like take a fork into a waffle and then just like start to bring it to his mouth. You were just indoors, right? And then they'll just wave his hand and then just like, start to eat and then close his eyes and then just eat without looking. Yep. Why do you think the hotel wants you to be here? When he opens up his eyes again, he realizes that the hedge maze looks very similar to something that he's seen in some of his notes. Like as if it's not the same, but the design is, the configuration is the same. Like it's not the inside hallway of something that he's seen, but the bend, the entrances, the exit is very similar to something he saw. It's like, shit. You're trying to tell me something. There's a path somewhere. Okay. And then he'll just check his notes as he finishes eating his waffles. The maze wasn't meant for you. Love it. You want to eat anything else, Lane?
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out how to play this one off because I picked fried eggs.
Ooh. Oh.
One of the breakfast regulars hasn't shown up this morning. Who is it? Is anyone concerned with their absence? I think maybe Lane comes to sit back down next to Heath again.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll say, yeah, so where'd Stella get to? The only time you normally see her is for breakfast.
Yeah. Usually she's... Huh. Yeah, I didn't see her. She didn't call down to you? I mean, about any issues with her room today, this morning?
Haven't been by the front desk yet.
Okay.
At least go ahead.
I don't even remember seeing you here before. Where do you normally get breakfast?
I'm back in the kitchen with the rest of the staff. I mean, why am I even here this morning?
Yeah. Why? I mean, not that I care or anything like that. I mean, like, I'm okay if staff wants to eat with us. I mean, like, that's not a big deal, but is there a reason why you aren't at the desk? At your desk?
Right after this.
I think we need to see if Stella called your desk.
Yes. We just finished this egg.
Yeah. And Heath has a very worried look on his face as he closes up his journal and finishes his breakfast. So, yeah.
If I can add um, a little glimpse at what Stella's up to here.
Mm-hmm.
I think uncharacteristically there are no calls from her when Lane checks. And the camera sort of floats up through the floors of the hotel, to Stella's room where we get one sort of disorienting glimpse of the mirror in the vanity with this dramatic spiral crack in its center. And Stella sat in front of it with her marabou robe open, her hair cascading over her face, um, her hands dragging bloody handprints over the surface of the mirror, uh, mirrored glass glittering under her fingernails. And that's it.
Amazing. That is our first session episode of you can check out anytime you like. All right, so stars and wishes. All right, real quick.
Big star for Stella because she's a guest, but also an anomaly. I feel like
Yes.
she's that telephone conversation was amazing, just deeply creepy, and I also loved the reaction she had when Lane knocked on the door, and I don't know, there was so many good moments, and yeah, big star to Kevin for like playing into the whole like conceit of turning into Avery because that's someone who's pulled out of Lane's mind. That was really fun. Um, yeah, and Heath, I really like that detail of like we're suddenly in this like hedge maze courtyard thing. That was deeply odd, and then like no one else, you were the only one who even noticed.
Maybe that's something
Yeah,
for
this
his
was
own
fun.
head.
This was interesting.
Yeah, no, for definitely sure.
I will definitely watch future episodes.
For sure.
Yeah. Star for the fact that we had a like literal running for your life chase scene and it wasn't half as scary as the telephone scene immediately after it. Um, Elle, your Stella voice instantly threw me to if you've ever seen the movie on YouTube, Hello, Homemade Gatorade. Um, just a horror movie short. For some reason, the voice that you use for Stella is it reminded me of like the idea of that voice.
Oh my gosh.
It's very creepy. Um, I'll share it in the chat. Uh, but yeah, I also really loved just Mad's Heath getting shunted out to the hedge maze to have a little moment. Um, it's interesting the way that the different characters are interacting with the strange. But to have one person that's like seems to be actively or soon to be on the path of trying to solve it is always nice. Um, so and uh yeah, the dance was also pretty fun. I don't have a lot of ideas about this character, but I like the fact that we are like sort of making rules and then using them to inform moments about the scene. Just makes everything feel very coherent, despite coming from a position of not having a lot of concrete things to start with. So you all are fantastic storytellers and play off each other very well. Um, wishes. I don't know yet. I'm still formulating like where I think the plots might be going. Um, and you know, how much horror and surreality and my own character's part in it, making things weird and remembering that I'm here to fuck with the guests and scare them. So yeah, I don't know how that translates into a wish other than we'll try and figure out more ways to scare the guests and be my own contribution to the weirdness of the hotel and see where also just more anomalies. It seems that like the game is very interested in introducing them just kind of at a whim, very control slash SCP style.
Mm-hmm.
To be like, oh, look, there's Judy. She's made of plants. Don't touch the stapler, a lot of things like that. So I'm looking forward to more stuff like that too. More just sort of like casual weirdness in its own way. But that's what I got.
Yeah, it's very cool. I think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of rules we're going to set up now because it's like right now, but because it's like it's Rob's one shot, like I just feel like, we based a lot of rules for man behind the mirror on Lane, but then now that Lane is going to be disappearing, and then like how's this going to affect the man behind the mirror? Is it going to be now a focus on Stella's manifesting stuff, or is it going to be on Heath's manifesting stuff? This should be fun. Oh, so it's going to be a lot of interesting things happening. So I love your yes and attitude for all of this stuff. It's like this is the interesting decision, Kevin. So I always love that about. Like when you decide to go forth with the character and then just like pick the interesting decisions that will lead somewhere and progress further into like what you are going to do with the character, and it leads to some really great decisions. So can't wait to see what happens with this person, Bregan Moore, man behind the mirror, or whatever it ends up being. So it's awesome. And then Stella, yes, I mean like human and understandable and vulnerable and pitiable, but yet also odd, like like there's other reasons why she's here. It's not just because she didn't want to be controlled and because, like Baby wanted to get away from it all. I mean, like, Baby also wants a lot of attention. So what is she really seeking at the hotel? This should be really fun to find out. And I don't even necessarily mean fun in a good way for Stella. So, yeah, I really appreciate how you're playing her, Elle. And yes, I agree. Like her voice can be wheedling, but also creepy as fuck, depending on where it is. So really cool. And yeah, I mean, like granted, you think you were just kind of just making up Lane because it's like you were afraid of like being slow making him, but I think he was still a complete character, Rob, and like I'm just sad that we're not going to see more of him for this, to see how he would develop further on if he was able to hang around and add to the strangeness or trying to make sense of the strangeness here at the hotel. But yeah, I mean, like, just like, welcome to your taste of firebrands. Hope you liked it. So hopefully you'll get to play more with us. If not in this, then at least in other Firebrands games, like, that I hopefully will get to play later on this year for
Yeah,
sure.
this is it's a fun
It,
setup.
it's very familiar in other Firebrands games too, because it's like very similar. Like even the wording is very similar too. Like you could just break it down and then just be able to copy paste. But I mean, like there's certain things that certain games will evoke. Like challenges and then advancements or like bargains or like like reversals or whatever. And then like there's some that just make you very emotionally messy, and that's basically the point. And so that's why these games are really fun. So yeah, really enjoy this a lot. Yeah, so wishes, I mean, like just to go further in some of these games, and some of these games are definitely replayable because some of them are more investigative. So I mean, like there's all sorts of different mysteries and things that you can look into. So yeah, I mean, we can stretch it out for whatever we need, like, whatever we're actually investigating, whether it be an actual different anomaly or an actual mystery of like, who the hell's like running this hotel, or whatever. I mean, like, whatever we decide is fine, so, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, let's start with my wishes. I'm also interested in seeing what guises the man in the mirror takes on once Lane is out of the picture. Um, I'm particularly interested in what it might look like for the man to take the form of Heath's former fiance. I think that could be really fun. Um, so I'm just excited to see like what other aspects of the anomaly we get to see. Um, I had another one that just slipped away from me. Oh, I'm also interested in like exploring more of the hotel grounds
Yes.
and seeing what other weird places are out
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Um, so that'll be fun. For my stars, yeah, I thought everything was really interesting and it definitely hit those sort of Lynchian vibes that I was hoping for. Stars especially to I thought everything with Lane and the man in the mirror and the dance scene was really interesting. The way that uh the like Sin City coloration, like all of that was like very cool and very like visually engaging for me. Um I really I loved Lane's attitude to his work. Um if he even thinks of it as work, he doesn't really seem to be doing a lot. Um but I think that's really fun. And Heath feels very I'm excited to find out like what the root of this like deep sorrow I feel within Heath is, and where he feels his life went wrong, how he lost his direction. I feel like there's like a rich backstory there that I'm really excited to see like spool out. Um, yeah, good times. That's it.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so excitement, excitement. So, Rob, we wish you well for exciting challenges for that play test. It's like, like Elle and I definitely tried out the obscured and we loved it. So it's like, I'm sure
Yeah,
you'll
it'll be
enjoy it
fun.
too.
I'll be back.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
So,
yeah.
absolutely. So, enjoy yourself and then we'll commence onward with this. Yeah, I mean, like I've got this going on for a little bit, like till we get through the games, and then like go through more of the stuff, and then whatever, we'll go for as long as we go, and then we'll see what happens afterwards. All right, so yeah, alrighty. So you guys have a wonderful evening, and then I will see the rest of you next week. Alrighty. So thank
Wing.
you. All right.
Bye,
See ya.
folks.
Yeah.
Bye.